Evening, you all. I want to come and give you all a quick message. And I came to do this video because I was inspired by a text message that just transpired between me and one of my church sisters, right? And I've always heard this, and God has dealt with me about this too. And we have to remember, um, one, we have to remember the season we're in, and we have to remember every good thing is not a God thing, right? Remember, every good thing is not a God thing, right? So, what I mean by this is just because something is not harmful or is not bad, based on the season you're in, that thing may be a distraction to you, right? I know in this season, God has me doing specific things, right? I'm on a specific journey. I'm doing specific things. Um, and He has me doing things that are specific. And if I veer off because I want to do something that is good, right? And I haven't prayed about it, that may distract me from doing what it is I need to be doing in this season. So just because it's a good thing don't mean that it's a God thing. And sometimes opportunities do come because God are sending the right people at the right time, but you have to discern. You have to discern the timing you're in. You have to discern the season, right? And you have to be aware of that. You have to be aware of the people you connect to. That don't mean they're good people, bad people, right? It doesn't mean that they're bad people, but it just means that those people in this season of your life could become a distraction. And I know it's hard for some of you because if you're like me, you've been in a long period, okay? A stretch of isolation. You've been in a stretch, a long period of isolation, and you want to connect with people. Because me, I'm very social. I think I'm an ambivert. I just realized that because I could be extremely extroverted. Then at certain times, I could be, hey Texas, hey Misty. I could be extremely introvert when need be. So I come to realize I'm a ambivert, depending on the situation. Okay. Um, so we have to just be wise in that. And I wanted to come share that with you all because I know if God gave it to me and dropped that revelation in my spirit, I'm sure someone else could relate. I'm sure someone else could relate, and this message can be for them. Just to be wise, in this season. And remember, just because people are not bad, that doesn't mean that um you need to connect with them in this season. Because sometimes good people can come in your life and distract you from what God is having you to do at this moment. So we have to just be aware of that. I am doing well. So we just have to be aware of that in this moment, in this season. And I had to be okay with that because, see, I like to connect with people. I'm very social, I'm very personable. And that has gotten me in trouble a lot because sometimes people see that as a weakness. And then when they see that other side, they're like, oh, she ain't nobody I need to play with, Then it's like, oh, you're not so kind anymore. No, I'm still kind. I'm just not going to let you play in my face and try me. Or I know how to move and pull back. I know how to fall back. And nowadays, this ripe old age of 45, right? People don't like to tell the age, but I don't care. I thank God that I'm 45. right? I've been through a lot. I thank God that I'm here, alive and well, in my right mind at 45. I know people say I don't look like it, but yeah, take that up to my, with the genes that I have, with the genes, my parents. Okay. Um, but at this ripe old age of 45, I will cut people off quick because time is too precious and too valuable to be trying to parent adults and teach people how to treat human beings. Like I've done too much work on myself, right? I've done too much work on myself to where I don't have time to play around with people and their issues that they're not working on because I'm dealing with my issues. Um I'm working and uprooting things that were hindering me, and I'm in a good place, in a good space, and I've fasted and I've cried and snotted and did ugly cry and prayed and journaled. I've done too much work to allow anyone to come in and mess up what me and God got going on. And I just won't do it. I just won't do it. I know how to fall back. I know how to move around like people would say. And believe it or not, you know, people tend to look at me and judge me. Believe it or not, I'm very well rounded. I got a lot of street smarts. Whether people believe it or not, I can't tell you all the business, but I have a lot of street smarts because who I grew up around and what I grew up around. I'm very well rounded. So I can recognize game. I can recognize a lot of things. As a chosen one, we're well rounded, right? Spiritually smart, street smart, book smart to a degree. I'm not saying I'm no scholar or nothing, but you know, but we're well rounded. And I sometimes I think we fool a lot of people because we're kind, come off as naive, come off as gullible. People just don't know. I don't be bothering folks for that reason. I just move around and fall back. But stay focused on what it is that God is have you doing in this season, right? Spend time with him and let him direct your path. Or if he has given you an assignment, try to fulfill that assignment. Because a lot of our assignments, a lot of what God is telling us to do, and I've heard many people say this, and I've said it, a lot of things that God is telling us to do, we don't want to do it because it's not like grand, right? But a lot of what he's telling us to do is going to bring us wealth. It's going to be a source of income. We just need to be obedient. And we don't want to do it because it seems so easy and we've done it before, but there's like a new, I say a fresh wind that he's given us, right? He's given us a fresh wind to do the things that we tried to do before, but only this time we're in a healthy place and it's going to work, right? We're in a better place. We're in a peaceful place. We're in a good space because before you tried to attempt some things and you were not in a good place, it was like you're forcing it. Now everything is coming natural. He's giving you ideas, he's giving you dreams, he's giving you wisdom to execute on the idea. And that's what I pray for, anyways. I pray for wisdom. And it's so funny because I'm in the book of First Kings, and I'm reading about Solomon and how God gave him wisdom because he didn't ask for the head of his enemies. He didn't ask for the negative things, right? Because he got so much power, he didn't abuse his power. He asked God to give him wisdom to steward the people. Not only did God give him wisdom, God gave him riches as well. So I got to finish reading because that story don't got good over in First Kings. Um, so steward your gifts well, steward your ideas well, steward everything well. Make yourself disciplined, discipline yourself, force yourself to be disciplined, especially in this time. It's just something about 2026 that if you steward your gifts and if you focus and do what God has given you to do, that thing is going to be successful. It's going to be successful. And don't worry about being perfect. Too many of us worry about perfection, and we don't need to worry about perfection. Improve on the way. Pro- Worrying about being perfect is going to, hinder you. That's a form of procrastination. So what if you got a error? You know, when I wrote my book, I'm like, so what? Who's going to, you know? Oh, go ahead and purchase my book too. How to Play the Cards You've Been Dealt. It's on Amazon. Um, I don't say that enough when I come to videos. But who's going to spank you or beat you because you got a error in your book? Hold on, you all. Hold on one second. Yeah, who's going to are you going to get in trouble? Yes, people could talk about you, but it's a mistake. I've seen mistakes in several books. That's human error. Even with machines and systems and apps and that you just it's just error. Don't worry about being perfect, right? Don't worry about being perfect. Just do it. So I hope this message encourage you all. Um, I hope this message encourage you all. Just do it, right? Do it, and don't think so hard into things because sometimes we could want things to be so perfect. Yes, you do things in excellence because I believe in that. That's how people are going to know who you serve when you do everything in excellence. But don't let perfection, okay? Don't let perfection hinder you because wanting everything to be perfect instead of you doing it in a pure and genuine heart is going to hinder you. So I would love for you all to purchase my book, How to Play the Cards You've Been Dealt. Um, I would love for you all to purchase that. Is on Amazon. Thank you all who have purchased the book. I've made quite a few sales this month. I appreciate you all for your support. And I have another project I'm working on, and then I'll come and tell you all that soon. But I'm just waiting for something, and I appreciate you all. Thank you all for listening. I've been to my favorite store, my favorite store in the entire world, Dollar Tree. But you all be blessed, and I will talk to y'all later. But just listen, don't don't allow a good thing to distract you. Remember, just because it's a good thing, don't mean that it's a God thing. Pray about everything, have a discernment. No today is only no just means not right now, right? No just means not right now. No doesn't mean never. You have to know the season you're in. And I'm glad I learned to discern the season I'm in. And I don't feel bad about not coming outside of that season because I see the fruit of my labor. I see the fruits of my obedience. I see when I step into obedience and listen, I see the results of that. I see the increase in wisdom, the increase in discipline, the increase in focus. And that only comes when you're obedient. So you all be blessed.